The enforcer's going in to try and flag him down. The problem is I just saw him speeding up a little bit. Okay, there you go. He's wearing slippers also, so bus lane, driving in slippers, and I can see that from his face that he might try something. Hopefully another enforcer can back him up, because I've seen that face enough times to know what happens next if you're not careful. A rider just left the bus lane. He was pretty quick. Not sure whether the enforcers saw him or not. If they flag him down, then obviously they did see him. If they don't flag him down, then they didn't see him. Because ultimately that's what matters, whether the enforcers saw him in the bus lane, not whether or not I saw him in the bus lane. I guess they did see it, because there you go. That's standard practice, that once they come over the top, if they see enforcers up ahead, they would leave the bus lane. I know this angle isn't great, but I need to make sure I'm not in the way of the bus. If anybody comes down behind him, you will see it. There you go. Waving him to go to the side for ticketing. Seems like, well, let's see. Not sure what the rider showed to the enforcer, some kind of ID. The enforcer's saying no, just the driver's license, please. There's another rider behind another bus that they managed to flag down. Basically, for all of them, they asked for the license, ORCR, issue the ticket, confiscate the license, and then send them on their way. According to enforcers, the registration for this bike is expired, so he might actually have a bigger problem on his hand than the initial violation. There's actually a guy that's been commenting on a lot of my videos recently, and actually a lot of people are getting annoyed with him because of the things that he's been saying. His main concern or complaint is that he feels like it's unfair that riders are being apprehended in the bus lane. And then he's been saying things like, if I was apprehended... Look at that. There's the first one. Is that rider running, or did they manage to stop it? When they got that rider to the side, he suddenly pulled the accelerator. It looked like he was going to run away. But then he pulled to the side again, so let's assume that he was just getting into a better position and they didn't have any intention to run away. The Fortuner just left the bus lane. We're going to try and flag it down. Hopefully he'll comply, because it's much harder to stop a car compared to a motorcycle if they don't want to comply. That one in front they just used as a temporary barrier to slow down the one behind, because it's much easier to control a slow car than a fast car. The driver appears to be compliant at least. And there you go, the driver just handed over a license now, and they're also asked for the ORCR. At least he's not putting up a fight. They'll want to get him through as fast as possible. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're going to move him forward a little bit so that he won't obstruct the bus lane. I started the camera a little bit late there. The rider was in the middle, then he put himself on the side, and then obviously he left the bus lane. Okay, it looks... Oh, what's that in the background? I think that's the busway security vehicle. That is actually included in the exemption list. I think it's 0.4 on the list. This is another bike where they've just ticketed him, confiscated the license, but look, again, no plate on the back. If you don't have your LTO issued plate yet, it should at least have a temporary plate with the MV file number. They are flagging that taxi off to the side, or they're going to try anyway. Anyway, he's cooperating with the driver. He's handed over what appears to be the ORCR, as far as I can tell from here. And I think the enforcer's holding the license, so he can start writing out the ticket. I can already see the enforcer there is writing out an impound notice for that motorcycle. I know one of the things I heard pretty much as soon as they flagged it down was that allegedly the registration has expired. So that's one of the additional issues aside from the initial violation. And that's a comment that you'll often see on my page. People would say, why would you go in the bus lane if you don't have a valid registration or a valid driver's license or whatever else? I don't really have an answer for that. The enforcer's going in to try and flag him down. The problem is I just saw him speeding up a little bit. Okay, there you go. He's wearing slippers also, so bus lane, driving in slippers, and I can see that from his face that he might try something. Hopefully another enforcer can back him up, because I've seen that face enough times to know what happens next if you're not careful. And he just tried to hand over a ID to the enforcer. He also tried to say that the driver just brought out a document that says, but he's waving it around in public with the media here. After a pretty long standoff, the rider eventually gave his license and he is being ticketed. It was difficult, but he's being ticketed. I'm sorry that the camera's all over the place. I'm holding an umbrella to keep me and the camera dry, primarily the camera. And because the wind is blowing on the umbrella, it's pulling my hand all over the place. Look, there he is. I'm going to try and push him to the side. And allegedly this is another one with expired registration. Looks like it might be an unauthorized helmet on the back. Looks like a kiddie's helmet. You see there's no ICC or PS mark or anything like that. I think I've seen those on Shopee for like 150 pesos or something. I wouldn't put much faith in it to protect you in an accident. Now obviously I cannot be 100% sure that this is the identical same helmet, but based on the style and everything else, I believe this is the same helmet. So anyway, you can actually get kiddie helmets that are legit, that provide the right level of protection. For example, the LS2 Junior, I think they call, or the LS2 Rapid Junior, they do have that here in the Philippines, and that gets pretty small. It's a little bit hard to find, but sometimes you can get it in Motor World. So yeah, but I mean, you're an adult, or she was an adult, so. Oh, he suddenly sped up. I know I've said that so many times today, but it's happened so many times. He was going slow, then he sped up again. The rider already handed over his license, and they'll just wait for the ORCR. It looks like he's unfolding it now. There's another rider that was slap bang in the middle of the bus lane. Again, I was slow to start the video, but all the enforcers saw it. And in fact, I can see one of the enforcers holding a video phone. He left the bus lane. There he is. Let's see. Where is he going? All the way to the inside. They always do that, right? They go all the way from the middle of the bus lane to the very farthest side to try and avoid the enforcers. And sometimes what they'll do is they'll try and hide behind a vehicle. In fact, this one might sneak through, because I think he's behind that van. There he is, look. Nearly managed to sneak through, but they managed to stop him. According to the enforcer, the last registration on this motorcycle was 2018. That's a big problem for the rider now. If he wasn't in the bus lane, they wouldn't have known, because every other rider, every other driver is passing by, but because he was in the bus lane and they flagged him down. Bright orange. Hard to miss. Thankfully everything is in order with that rider and his bike, so it's just a simple ticket. They got the rider off to the side, asked for license or CR. As long as everything is in order, he'll get through very quickly. And something I want to show you is that even at 5 p.m, the flow of traffic is smooth on the service lanes, on the flyover, and of course here in the bus lane. Imagine, these buses only have one lane, but they can move hundreds of thousands of commuters every day. That's a benefit of prioritizing and improving mass public transport. But you have to protect it, because when they don't enforce the bus lane, it fills up with cars and motorcycles, and then the whole bus service gets disrupted. That's the reality. And look, every other driver, every other rider is in the correct lane. It's only a few who get caught in the bus lane, and more often what they say is, I'm in a rush, I'm in a hurry. Everybody's in a hurry. Life is limited, right? But they don't go in the bus lane because they know it's not allowed. But if you decide to go in the bus lane when you know it's not allowed, then don't get angry when you get caught, right? Just accept the ticket. Don't get angry at the enforcers because you made the decision to go in the bus lane. Oh look, here comes a motorcycle behind this bus. Now he's leaving, seeing the enforcers. At least he has his lights on. That's good for his safety, because that's what a lot of people don't realize. It's not just for you to see where you're going. It's also for other vehicles to see you in their mirror, or even just, for example, coming up to an intersection and things like that. It's hard to see a motorcycle, so having your headlight on makes it easier for people to see you. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. And then all of them, once they see the enforcers, whoosh. One rider pulled himself off to the side, so thumbs up to him. I hope they can catch the other ones though.